The Arizona Coyotes are on the cusp of moving to a new city, and the state of Arizona would be an excellent choice if they were seeking a new home for the team. However, if we were looking for a suitable candidate to move the organization, we couldn't find a better candidate than Arizona. But several developments in recent times have brought the Coyotes' relocation date closer than ever before. Well, let's dig into this and find out. There currently needs to be a viable alternative to relocating one of the existing NHL teams if we want to see the addition of a new team to the league shortly. With the inclusion of the Seattle Kraken, the total number of teams in the league is now 32, with 16 teams competing in each conference and 8 teams competing in each division. Hence, adding more teams would make no sense. The question therefore is, among the existing groups, who would be the best candidate for relocation? Because of several essential factors, it is evident that Arizona stands out. However, the stadium there is a major humiliation for Arizona and the entire NHL to have to play in an arena with only 5,000 seats and a configuration intended for a college team. Even though the Coyotes are constructing a new arena and will play in it for years to come, I'm afraid I have to tell you that this is not the case. Bear this in mind, it's crucial, and we'll get to it in a moment. Compared to other states in the league, Arizona has one of the lowest interests in hockey. There is only a slight interest in the sport in this area. The team has used the moniker Coyotes since they joined the NHL in 1996. The organization was once known as Phoenix, the name of Arizona's state capital. Later, the name of the organization was shortened to Arizona. And if we look at the total number of seasons spent in the NHL under this name, it's 26 seasons in total, and in 17 of them, the organization failed to make the playoffs, and if they did, they almost always finished in the first round. The 2011-2012 season was an exception when the Coyotes enjoyed a trip to the conference finals. So no success, and for the vast majority of that time as one of the weakest teams. When all aspects are considered, Arizona has consistently ranked among the top choices among people looking to relocate. And now I will return to the point I made just a little while ago, their arena. Arizona planned to construct its arena in Tempe. It was supposed to be a significant entertainment district featuring a theatre, hotels, retail space, and apartment buildings. The project was estimated to cost $1.7 billion and was scheduled to debut in 2026. This would mean that the Coyotes would be moving into a new arena that would hold up to 16,000 fans. However, a referendum ruled that this stadium would not be constructed. An emergency vote was held in Tempe, and the results of this vote would have a significant impact on the organization's survival. This arena's construction required some crucial decisions from the city's residents. Voters decided against Proposition 303, which would have allowed the Arizona Coyotes to construct a new arena, entertainment district, 2 hotels, and roughly 2,000 housing units on a 46-acre property. This is such a significant obstacle for Arizona, which significantly raises the possibility of unwelcome relocation. Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL, has shared his thoughts on the matter, saying that the National Hockey League is highly dissatisfied with the results of the public referendums regarding the Coyotes arena project in Tempe. He also said that they would re-evaluate, together with the Coyotes, the many choices that are available to them moving ahead. Therefore, let's investigate a few of the available options. While it may seem that there is no other option than just moving the organization to another location, the opposite is true. Gary Bettman himself is fighting to stay in Arizona, and for some reason he doesn't want to hear about moving, even though it would make the most sense. There are still several big markets where the NHL could head, and it would bring more to the league itself from a marketing standpoint. Understandably, speculation immediately surfaced as to where the organization might head. So let's take a look at a few possibilities. First up, let's have a look at Quebec City. The city with the most significant potential for fan attendance. However, fans in Quebec would enthusiastically support a Quebec Nordiques team with legendary players such as Peter Stastny and Joe Sakic. The team went out of business in 1995 following its relocation to Colorado for financial reasons. Many people would like to see that legendary franchise make a comeback. And it's not a secret that the province of Quebec has been lobbying for some time now for the team to get back into the league. However, at this time, there is not much of a positive reply coming from the NHL, and this route is off the table. The city is now home to the largest arena in Canada, with a capacity of over 18,000 people. Even though it does not serve as the permanent home of an NHL club, the population has grown to 550,000. However, the NHL's primary focus is on expanding its footprint across North America, and the league has indicated that it has no interest in adding another Canadian franchise at this time. We could see this more clearly after Vegas and Seattle joined the league. Despite the city's high interest, Quebec is not a viable option because the city has yet to attract a significant number of new fans. And another crucial factor is that Gary Bettman wants the Coyotes' replacement to remain in the Western Conference. So a lot of fans will be disappointed, so Quebec is out of the question despite the city's strong interest. Next up, we have Atlanta. Atlanta would be one of the markets the NHL would have the opportunity to test. We had 8 seasons of the Atlanta Flames, and later expansion brought another chance in the form of the Atlanta Thrashers, who lasted 11 years. Atlanta used to be the only city to lose 2 NHL teams, but it is also the largest American television market without an NHL team. The problem here may appear to be no arena suitable for the NHL, but plans were recently announced for the construction of a $2 billion multi-purpose facility to attract another NHL club. Despite this, relocating to Atlanta will create an imbalance between the Eastern and Western conferences. But what are the odds? The city of Atlanta ought to be considered alongside other potential suitors. Now we have Kansas City. The Kansas City Scouts played in the National Hockey League for 2 seasons before moving to Colorado in 1976 to become the Colorado Rockies. After playing 6 seasons in Denver as the Colorado Rockies, they moved to the East Coast and became the New Jersey Devils in the fall of 1982. Like Atlanta, Kansas City is one of the broader favourites. As far as arenas, a potential team would be spread out in the 18,000-fan T-Mobile Center, so from that perspective, they're ready for the league. And in addition, a local team would expand the league's Midwestern footprint and create an instant rivalry with the St. Louis Blues. However, what may hinder that idea is the most likely local bidders for an NHL team, the Hunt family, who own an NFL team and aren't exactly receptive to the idea. Next up, there's Salt Lake City. Transitioning to the most favoured options, Salt Lake City ranks at the top. This urban centre is situated in Utah, a state sharing its boundary with Arizona, ensuring the organisation wouldn't need to relocate too far. The state's enormous passion for hockey, reinforced by a rich tradition, is a compelling factor. In 2022 alone, nearly 4,000 hockey players were registered, indicating the sport's popularity. Moreover, there's a strong prospective contender. Ryan Smith is a prominent figure who aspires to venture into the NHL. Back in March, it was reported that Smith met over dinner with Gary Bettman, the NHL commissioner, post the NBA Board of Governors Assembly in New York. Smith had previously shown interest in the Pittsburgh Penguins before their sale in 2021. Journalist Elliot Friedman suggested keeping a close eye on Smith given his keen interest in the NHL, an interest that's reciprocated by the league itself. The prospective team would likely call the Vivint Arena home, a venue with a seating capacity of up to 20,000 fans during basketball matches. Adding to the conversation, Rob Ellis suggested if the NHL decides to relocate the Arizona Coyotes, the most plausible destination seems to be Salt Lake City. The commissioner, Gary Bettman, has demonstrated remarkable patience with Arizona due to the substantial market the Coyotes present, maintaining his belief in the state's potential. It appears that Bettman is inclined to give Arizona one last chance to secure an arena deal before considering relocation to another city. Next, let's take a look at Houston. Houston, Texas is another fan favourite. Tillman Fertitta, an American billionaire and businessman, has long waited to bring an NHL team to Houston after the city's previous successful partnership with the WHA. From 1972 to 1978, the Aeros were one of the most successful clubs in the WHA, winning 4 division titles and 2 Avco World Trophies before disbanding, since they were not one of the 4 WHA teams that were transferred to the NHL. The Toyota Center can accommodate a large crowd, since it can hold 17,800 hockey fans. There's not a month that goes by that we don't have some type of talk about the NHL, said Tillman Fertitta in 2019. Preliminary calculations indicate that these locations are fair game, with Salt Lake City and Houston emerging as the clear frontrunners. However, the state of Arizona has yet to be out of the running. Bill Daley, the Deputy Commissioner of the NHL, agreed with this plan and helped ease tensions by confirming that the Coyotes will return to Mullet Arena for the 2023-2024 season. Coyotes President and CEO Javier Gutierrez, meanwhile, said the team will not move this summer and the priority is to stay in Arizona. The team has already begun looking for ways to accomplish that. As we conclude this gripping odyssey through the realm of the Arizona Coyotes' potential relocation, one thing becomes abundantly clear. Uncertainty looms like a cloud over the team's future. As fans, pundits, and curious onlookers, we are left with the burning question that lingers in the air. Will Coyotes stay in Arizona, or will they be moving to another city? What do you think will happen? Please give your opinions in the comments section, and don't forget to hit the sub button. With that done, see you in the next video. Until then, keep the puck rolling.